Tell us about kind of the game tonight and what you thought of it.
You know, Stephen F. Austin was a great team, and I think that their offense was really tough to guard in the beginning. It took some adjusting, and you know, luckily we got it under control in the second half, and you know, really increased our lead, and you know, got a big victory.
Florida up next, and they're #1 team in the country.
Yeah.
All that stuff. What's your early take on them? Have you seen them play?
Seen them play. I mean, obviously they're a great team. We got the #1 overall seed. You know, we're gonna start preparing and you know, going like. You know, it's the last game, which you know could definitely be. So, you know, we got our hands full.
So many other top seeds in the last few days went down. And you guys just kind of exerted your will through 2 games. What was the difference? What was the difference for you guys?
You know, just focusing on the task at hand, not really worrying about what's going on throughout the country, and just going out and playing our style of basketball that we've been playing these past 2 weeks, where we've really focused on the defensive end and getting stops, and then just taking good shots on offense.
How did that focus change so much? It seemed like for a while it was wavering. And
I think Washington State was a wake-up call for us. Honestly, we can't just rely on our offense to win games. We got to come out and focus on defense.
I think you and David were both redshirting that last time you guys lost to Florida, right? Back in 11.
Yeah.
What do you remember from that game?
I remember I was back home watching it in my living room, and I was disappointed. It seems like UCLA always has a matchup with Florida in the tournament at some point. So it's gonna be an exciting game.
Does that like they become larger than life? I mean, was it back then? Everybody talking about here comes Florida again. Yeah. Was it that sort of thing?
I don't know. I mean, when we saw the pairing and we saw that Florida was in our half of the bracket, we're like, oh man, does everyone just want to see another UCLA-Florida matchup? We're looking forward to it, though. It's going to be a great game.
How about, have you seen them play? I mean,
here and there. From what I've seen, they're an awesome team. They got talent on every position. They play defense, and, they execute offense. They're a great team.
Now, do you think you're closer to them than you were when you were a redshirt freshman? That team, is this team?
Yeah.
That team lost by, I think, 8 points.
Yeah.
They had the ball. They had title. Have you closed the gap? Do you think the program's have closed the gap?
I definitely think so. I think we're, the way we're playing right now, I think we could beat anybody. We're playing outstanding basketball, and I just think it's gonna be a great game.
They're probably one of the more physically tough teams, mentally tough as well in the country.
Yeah.
How have you guys gotten as tough as you have in the past few weeks? I know, obviously, Washington State was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Is there anything that...
Not really. I mean, just, going in the Pac-12 tournament, and going into this tournament, you look at the competition you're about to play, and you look around, you're like, our game has to go up another notch. If we're going to want to compete and win these games, I think we've taken that, to heart.
Thank you. When you guys lost Washington State, did you imagine that you'd be where you are right now?
Coming off a loss like that, it's hard to really, think into the future just because, you lose to one of the worst teams in your league. But I knew that, we had the talent in the locker room that if we would take that the right way, as we have, we'd, be a better team for it. And, I think, Washington State losing that game to them, it's actually kind of helped us.
Are you guys kind of at the point where you relish that opportunity to go to Memphis and a crowd where it's probably going to be mostly for Florida fans?
Oh, we're going to look at that like when we're playing, Arizona at the MGM. Going in, it's going to be a hostile environment. And we're just, we're going to try to play our basketball and, focus on what we got to do.